Hey there, Mustangs. Welcome to school for the week of January 24th.
Let's start off the week with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Job well done. Let's see what's happening at Westlake this week.
Thanks for the update. Let's head to the administration for some announcements.
Hey there, Mustangs. Welcome to the third quarter. We're actually a week into the third quarter, as you know, because we did our first week of the third quarter via distance learning, and kudos to you. That was a last-second curveball, and it was so impressive to see how many of you were able to pivot quickly and get online and join your classes remotely. It was very exciting. But this is our first week of third quarter that we are in person. As you know, we usually spend a little bit of time doing some housekeeping things at the start of a quarter, setting up your by the student, by the standard mastery tracker. Now, in the past, we've done that during Mustang time, but we're actually planning to do our normal Mustang time tomorrow because we lost last week and don't have the extra time to do those other activities. So what we'd like to do is to get your by the student, by the standard tracker set up during this Mustang Media. So as soon as Mustang Media is over, we're doing it just a little bit shorter so that you can have the time to get that set up. This is the third time you set it up, so you're pretty good at it, and it shouldn't be very hard. Also, we'll give a little bit of a reminder about how to link it to and set up your student planner, your digital planner. The students who use those really stay on top of their work. They know when their due dates are and really are successful academically. So if you haven't been using the student planner, the digital planner, I highly recommend it. And also, you need to have your by the student, by the standard mastery tracker set up during this class period. You'll also notice when you get to see the by the student, by the standard mastery tracker, there are a few new columns in there. Right now, they're blank. Those 5 columns relate to the CCLR citizenship standards. During the quarter at some point, you'll start to see your scores for those show up. So not only can you use your mastery tracker to monitor your grades, you can also use it to monitor how are you doing with the citizenship for each of your class periods. So you'll notice those columns at the beginning. They'll be blank for now, but later on you'll see numbers start to appear in those columns. That's it. Let's make sure we go through the step-by-step process of this so that you can do the same thing and get your tracker set up for third quarter. Thank you, Mustangs.
Mustangs, we have a very special event coming up this Thursday. Beginning at the end of second lunch, we are inviting all of the 6th graders who will be coming to Westlake next year to come to our school as part of a special field trip. They're going to be completing their course selection and getting a first-hand view of how a junior high school works. You were all 6th graders once, and you likely remember how nervous you might have felt as you were thinking about coming to junior high. You're likely to see them in the dining hall or outside during the passing time between 4th and 5th period. And we ask that you go out of your way to help them feel a little less nervous with a smile, a wave, or a hello. We are Westlake, and we want these 6th graders to know what a wonderful legacy they are joining. Thanks, Mustangs.
Hey Mustangs, the last 2 weeks we've collected donations. The total of the donations is over 500 items. These have all been donated to the Granger Food Pantry at Granger High School. As a member of the Granger Network, please remember that the pantry is available to you and your family. So if you ever need help, please visit the Granger Food Pantry.
Hey Mustangs, it's your counselors here. Welcome back to in-person learning. We just want to let you know that we've had to change some schedules over the week. So please make sure that you check your schedule on Monday when you get it in Mustang Room.
And you guys are more than welcome to stop by and see us if you have questions about schedules. Just a reminder, our schedule is very tight this semester, so we can't make any promises, but we'll do our best. And also another reminder, we don't change schedules for lunches.
That's it for us.
This is Mustang Media.
You'll notice that this is a Google spreadsheet, but it's a highly dynamic Google spreadsheet because it is linking to all of your teachers' spreadsheets so that you can see as quickly as they can see what is your measurement on each of the standards you're working on in each of those classes, like we explained before. So down here at the bottom, you're going to see the first tab is listed as student info, and then you have a separate tab for each of the periods. Now, when you first click on them, they're pretty anticlimactic because there's no data linked to them yet. We need to teach our spreadsheet a little bit of information before it will understand what data to pull. You'll fill in these 3 gray boxes with your information. My name is Mr. Howe. My pretend student ID number would be 1234567, and my birthday is 3/13/1980. It will then go and retrieve the information about me at school. I'm in Mrs. Barker's math class, Mr. Huntington's second period, Miss Clayton, Miss Coons, and Mr. Wolf's classes for the remainder of the day. When I go to the other tabs along the bottom, you're going to notice that it's loading information about my performance in those classes. It takes a little while sometimes to get all the data there, and at least at the beginning, you might not have data to start with. We're early enough in the year that there's not a lot of data points in your teachers by the student by the standard trackers yet, but in the upcoming days and weeks, you're going to see more and more information there. This is kind of pretend data that I put into each of the trackers so that I could see what it would look like in the long run. So you can see me in Mrs. Barker's class showing that I've got these scores on these different standards that we've done. If I go to each of these classes, you can just see some of this pretend data. There's my U.S. history class, my 4th period class. Looks like I did a lot of assessments. They also color code them according to what level of proficiency, 1 being red and 2's being yellow, 3's being green and 4's being blue, just letting you know what your level of proficiency or mastery is on that standard. And my 5th period, of course, would be there as well. So I get all of those in one spot, and I can see specifically which standards I've completed and how I've done on each of those standards. Back on the first tab, you'll see a summary of all of that. So it will eventually populate the data so that it shows on each of those how I've done. And I can, at a glance, know how am I doing and where do I need some extra focus. Looks like maybe I should use a little bit of extra focus here in my social studies to see if I can get that to be green or blue like the others are, which would be a great, great goal to work on. Now, it's a little unpredictable, but sometimes when you come into your tabs here, you're going to find that it's got most of this information, but it says an error. It's going to be a funny error that says something like REF, which means it can't figure out the reference. It will either be in the F2 box or in the E5 box or both. Usually all you need to do if you get that error is to click on it, and there's a little button that asks you to allow access or grant access. Once you click on that, then it will retrieve the data and will show the rest. I wish I could show you that error right now, but I can't always make the error happen. It's a little unpredictable for me. So just know if you see a little error, go and hit allow access or grant access, and you should be able to get the rest of your data. That's it. That's setting up the by the student by the standard mastery tracker. Like I said, this has been for our students one of the best tools they've ever used to be able to stay on top of their grades and how well they are doing on all of their essential standards in their classes. Use it. Have it open constantly. The next part of what we're going to do with our Mustang time is to show you how to get this organized so that you can access it quickly. But know that this is a document you're going to want to use over and over and over again, especially as you're getting ready for Mustang time, because this will determine where you get assigned or get to pick for Mustang time. You'll typically be asked to come to work on areas that aren't yet proficient. So likely next week, if these were my grades, I'd probably be asked to come and work with one of the social studies teachers to see if I can fix something in my social studies to get that to be a green or a blue. So it is such an important document that you monitor closely and often. Now remember, our digital planner is really slick because it's got some great links on the front page for you to get to use. It's also got some calendars at a glance. It's got things that you can fill out each day and even mark your progress on each day of the entire school year so you know how you're doing overall. But I want to talk about that front cover again. Most of these links are already ready to go for you. You'll notice if I click on this and follow the link to the Mustang room, it's going to take me to that part of the website. If I click on this one, it would take me to Gradebook if I follow it. Right now, the one I want to talk about is, sure enough, the one in the center of the top row, BSBS Tracker, by the student, by the standard tracker. That is the only one that you've probably noticed does not yet have a link. The reason for that is when we made these at the beginning of the year, we did not know what your individual link would be because they're different for all students. So let's complete that now. To do that, I need to go to where my by the student by the standard tracker is, the thing we set up together, and I need to actually copy the link that will reroute me to this location. To do that, I come up to the button that says Share, and right down here, there's a place to copy the link. Now it's going to say restricted, only people added can open this link. You should be fine with that because it's always going to be you who's logged in to be able to access this. So I just need to hit copy link. If you want it a little bit more broad that maybe your parents can access it, when you give them the link, that's fine too. You can just change to anyone with the link, it's just fine. But for now, I would just recommend copy that link and then you're going to hit done. Now on the clipboard, it's got the link to this by the student by the standard tracker. To get it onto my digital planner, I need to go back to that again, and I'm going to click on the very thing that did not have a link before, the BSBS Tracker logo. Now, there's a couple ways I can do it. You can come up here to Insert and choose Link, or I like the recommendation of the shortcut, which on my computer, which is a Mac, it's going to be Command K. I think on your Chromebook, it's going to be Control K. So you can do either one. You can hit just Insert Link, or you can do Command or Control K. So I'm doing that now, and it's going to pop something up like this. It says search or paste the link. I need to paste the link. Now I already copied it from the other document. So to paste it, I'm going to hit the button Control V. V is in Victor. I don't know why V is the shortcut or the abbreviation for paste, but that's how computers work. Control V, or on a Mac, it's going to be Command V. Most of you, it's Control V. So I'm going to hit Control V. It's going to paste the link that I just copied from my by the student by the standard tracker, and then I hit Apply. Immediately now, I've added one more link to my digital planner. So all the others are working, and if I click on the by the student by the standard tracker, it's going to open this, and I can choose to follow it, and sure enough, it will take me to the same tracker every single time. So it doesn't take a lot of work, it just takes a little bit of work to get this part organized so that you can link directly to the same sheet you had used before.